Are you striving for the impact you want? We live in a society that has been created by the greats of the past. It's up to us to create the future. Are you following that? Hello and welcome everybody to my new video. I am your Baltes. This is the second video. We'll get to it. People are creators. Just really simple. They make stuff up. They create bad things in their head. They create good things. They create wars. They build buildings. Of course, people are creators, just in general. Everything in their head they create. Everything outside of their head they create. How they look, how they perceive their selves. It's all created by themselves. People are creators. You shape the world you live in by the choices you make and by how you act on that choice. The language you speak, how you act on the language you speak. You create your world within that. Alright? So you are responsibility for the life you have right now. When I first heard those type of statements, I did not want to believe it. Because it would mean that every fuck up I ever made, everything that was uncomfortable, every mistake I made, whatsoever, was my own responsibility. And well, sadly, but also luckily, it is. Because it's your own responsibility, you can also create the opposite of it. If it's not what you want anymore, you can create the opposite. Because people are creators. For the good, the bad, and it's their own responsibility to act on it. Same with the impact you want to make, of course. Every difficult situation you will find yourself in, just know it's a situation you put yourself in. You created it yourself. Yeah, that's the truth. That's the life you live in. You live in a life created by yourself, within all the circumstances, within all the choices you made, whatsoever. Like I said before, you also have the responsibility to create the life you want. It will not come by itself, of course. You have to put some time and effort in it. The responsibility and the opportunity to create is there. If you change the choices you make, and if you change the way you act, the way you talk, the way you sleep, the way you eat, everything within that, you create a whole path for yourself. So you create another life for yourself in that way. If you do not take the responsibility for the things you do in life, it would mean most of the times you would blame it on things outside of you. Like the government is shit, or the people around me are just shit, or yeah, but in my environment, I cannot do that. Well, change the environment, be independent as a person, make it that you do not need shit from the government. Just you as a person create life, not the government, not the people around you. You as a person do that, alright? You cannot blame things except blaming yourself, because you have the responsibility to create your life. Get that? And if you do not take that responsibility, it can be that you have regrets afterwards. You have two types of regret. You have regret of action and regret of inaction. Regret of action is regret for the things you did. So like kissing a girl that one night when you should have been doing that because it was not your type of girl, or it was not a good match of whatever reason. It's something you did and you regret afterwards. That's regret of action. Most of the times it's something you can turn around. Like you paint a wall blue and then, oh damn, the wall is blue and I think that's really ugly. You can repaint it white or black or pink or whatsoever. You know, regret of action is an action you take and then you can redo it again, or just something you can accept because it already happened. Then you also have regret of inaction. Well, what does that mean, regret of inaction? It's regret for the things you did not do, like not going on that one trip you should have gone to, not following through with the steps you want to become a pro football player, or be that one entrepreneur you wanted to be, or be that great actor you wanted to be. That is regret of inaction. The actions you did not do and then had regret afterwards, like, oh, I should have kissed that girl, or I should have asked that girl out on a date. You know, that's the regret of inaction. Regret of inaction is a bit more tricky, actually. Why is it a bit more tricky? Because regret of inaction is not something you can do over or redo or just have to accept. You have to live with the fact that you did not do that. Also, regret of inaction, it's a bit more painful because in a way it shows that you're mortal. It shows that you can die. It shows that time is limited because you did not do something on that time frame, and you know your time is limited within your conscious or your subconscious or whatsoever. It can be more painfully that you did not do something except for when you do something, regret of action. Because when you did do that something and then it was a big mistake, you just say, well, I did it and I learned from it, that's it. But when you do not do that something, you cannot say, I did it, I can learn from it, that's it. You say, you always ask yourself the question, well, what could have been if I did? That's regret of inaction. Why is this important for striving and making an impact? impact, if you do not take the action and if you do not do the things you want to do, you cannot turn it around because you are mortal and your time is limited. That's something really important that you should print into your head. You have one life. And in that one life, you have to achieve what you want to achieve. And if you do not strive towards that, the chance that you will achieve it is probably pretty low. I mean, I'm not there yet. I'm being honest here. I'm not there what I want to be yet. That's why I'm making this video. That's why I write my articles. That's why I do the stuff I do, because I know I have to take action to get where I want to be. To make it short, go and take action. If you do that, if you take action, you also have a social responsibility. If you strive for the impact you want to, if you want to be that person you want to be, you will have an impact because you took the action to do it. And the social responsibility is not about you achieving that goal, but it's about you and everyone you help within your path achieving that goal. Every employee you get, so they have a job, the thing you create with your business, the people you make happy when you're the best actor and do your thing. That's your social responsibility. So it's your social responsibility to take action and have less regret. Of course, having regret is part of being human, and it also shows what you value, because if you would not regret it, you probably will not value it that much. The point is, you will have regret of action is just less hard to deal with than regret of inaction. That's why I'm saying this. And the social responsibility you have is, for the product you create, for the things you do when you create, for the things you do when you take action, it will always have some kind of impact on other people. So that's your social responsibility. It's not only for you wanting to achieve that goal, it's also for everyone you help and everyone you will have an impact on when you achieve that goal, when you create, because people are creators. I mean, it requires a few things when you strive for the impact. It requires being committed to personal growth. It requires helping others, because if you help others, they will help you and you will grow together. And it requires a will to make sacrifices. If you do not make sacrifices, how do you want to achieve something? For example, I make a lot of sacrifices at the moment. I'm striving for the impact I want to make, help as many people as possible to express themselves. That's the impact I want to make, and that's what I'm gonna strive for. Things I do not do right now is I barely drink or go out. I consistently read to grow as a person. I wake up early and I go to bed on time. That's things I do. It's all a sacrifice. It's a sacrifice to hang out late. It's a sacrifice for going to parties. It's a sacrifice for an inconsistent rhythm. I say a lot of no to fun things. Like maybe some people go to the movies every weekend or go to whatsoever every weekend or party every weekend. I say a lot of no because literally I do not have the time to do all those things because I'm working on making the impact I want to make right now. I work out 6 times a week to stay fit, to be in good shape, to have more energy so I can fulfill my impact, so I can do the things I need to do. I'm writing my articles every week, 1 article. That's also a commitment I took. I'm also having a new commitment, and that's making 1 video a week. That's what I'm doing right now. That's why I'm talking in front of my phone or my camera or whatsoever. To make this video, to share value. It's also a commitment, but it also takes some sacrifices. I mean, when I'm filming this video right now, I also go to my parents this evening because we're flying to another country on a little small vacation. But I couldn't go to my parents yet because I have to record this video first so I can edit this video on the vacation. Also a sacrifice I make. I edit on the vacation. So I have a video done by the end of next week and can fulfill that commitment. Also I have my reflecting book with me on vacation. Also I have books to read with me on vacation. My laptop to write the articles. Because it's part of the commitment. It's part of the sacrifices you make to get the impact you want. Just be honest with yourself. Are you willing to make those sacrifices to get where you want to be, to make the impact you want? Yes? Okay, then make those sacrifices and work on it and go. Take action. And if the answer is no, that's also totally fine. But then know that you do not have the option to whine about things or complain about having regret or think with yourself what could have been if you done that, because that's also part of the deal. You're making sacrifices, you know the chance of you achieving is way higher, or you say no to that commitment, to willing to do what's necessary, and you have to live with the fact that the things you want to achieve are less probable to happen, alright? So consider it, think about it. Will you live with the regret of inaction, or will you strive and go really hard and take action and learn from that. Learn within the experience you will have. Every big name has made sacrifices. Look at Alex Ramosi, look at Elon Musk, Henry Ford, whatsoever. Every big name made sacrifices to achieve. If you do not want to make those sacrifices, fine. Just don't worry, you can still make a small impact. Things you can do for that is share specific knowledge you have and your expertise with someone so you can help them grow. It's also making a small impact. Dedicate your full attention to someone to help them in the moment that you're with them. Full attention is rare those times because people have a real short concentration span because of all the TikToking and YouTubing or short form content we have right now. We poison our own brains. And if you're able to give your full attention to someone straight up, that's one of the most wonderful gifts you can give at the moment. Just your full, honest attention. Give sincere and honest appreciation. Also making a small impact. If you really like what somebody is wearing and not just say to flatter them, just say, wow, you look amazing today. The shirt, it really pops your eyes, or whatsoever. You're also making a small impact on someone's day. Just give it. Provide your honest opinion when it's asked. That's a really important one. Be honest. If someone is asking you something, be honest of what you think. Because if you lie, they will not get better of it, and neither do you, because you lie, and that's most of the times not the good thing to do. They will not have the honest answer and wear around with a crazy head or whatsoever, what it is they're asking you. But only when it's asked. It's okay if I give my opinion about that. But overall, take action and do something. Because doing nothing, what are you doing with your life if you're doing nothing, man? Come on. We live in a society that has created by the greats of the past. It's up to us to create the future. I love that sentence. If you want to take a deeper dive in making an impact, I will leave an article here below I wrote. Are you making the impact you want? That's where I go a bit deeper into everything I talked about with you right now. If you have any questions on this, you can follow me on Instagram, joba.b. I also will leave a link below. And then, you can ask me anything. You can also subscribe to the articles I'm writing right now to be up to date. For now, subscribe, like this video if you thought it was of value. Leave a comment if you have something to say about this too. Share it with people if you think, oh, they also need to make an impact, or maybe it's good for them to hear this. Share it, because the more value you share, the more value I can give. The more value I can give, the more value we share, and we lift each other up. So why not? And then for now, I would say ciao and have an impactful day.